Foresight. Foresight is the biggest strength of the One Piece live action. The original One Piece did a really good job of making the world seem really small and then really big. Over the course of the series, everything starts connecting and it gives a really satisfying payoff, right? But the live action goes for a completely different approach. We get a bunch of teases and mentions of stuff that the OG series doesn't reveal until way later down the line. And for what this live action is, I think this method of storytelling is perfect. One of One Piece's greatest strengths is world building, right? The live action cranks the world building up to 11 by giving us all these cameos and references to things that are supposed to happen way later in the story. First and foremost, giving Brook an official intro during the Laboon flashback was a Hall of Fame decision. It just makes sense. Laboon's story was already pretty sad, but attaching it to Brook and the Rumbar pirates elevated it to the moon. I love how piratey he and the older generation of pirates sound in this series. Or maybe he's just British. I don't know, but he sound great. Look at the snake skin coat too. Who is he feeling like? He's beautiful, dog. The fro is on 1,000. And he got the John Lennon shades of doom on too. He clean. I always loved Brook's human design, and it's definitely one of the best translations from the OG to the live action. Everybody gets their melanin back in this series, and you love to see it. God Valley being mentioned when Garp was talking to Roger before his execution was neat too. If you're caught up on the manga, it's especially funny that Roger calls him that and Garp calls him Pirate King. Like, neither of these titles actually meant anything to these two. Motherfuckers just say shit and it spreads. Which I guess is how all legends are born. Also, this might be a reach, but I swear Luffy hit the Nika dance when he was dancing with Laboon. Jarvis, zooming in hands. I know you see what I'm seeing right now. He hit that don't talk. I'm seeing it. Tell me you see it too. Sanji talking to Nami about cooking for his sick mom was another moment I definitely was not expecting. I ain't gonna lie, I'm headcanoning this as being a conversation that actually happened in the main story too. Cause I feel like that makes what happens on Zou feel even more like a betrayal. Like he gave crumbs of his past, but never the full thing. And of course, it's not like he meant to hide anything from them, but it was so painful for him. Of course he wouldn't mention it. Like when this scene happened, the first thing I thought of was when Sanji was like, I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to keep this from you. His whole life post Germa has been trying to get away from that. Being on Baratier was like the closest thing to being free. Sanji was free on that restaurant because it's like, I'm away from Germa and I'm doing what I've been trying to do my whole life, cook. So Sanji being like, I didn't mean to hide anything from you, it feels more genuine when you put this conversation in canon. It's not like he was hiding the fact that he had a sick mom. It's not like he was hiding the fact that he didn't like his blood family, but like it just didn't come up. And I believe that it didn't come up based on this conversation. Sanji's mom being sick was relevant, so he brought it up. And it was such an emotional moment. From the moment Nami got sick, I thought it was a little strange just how worried Sanji was for her. Well, I don't know about strange, but it was definitely something I noticed, and something the story wanted us to notice. But it's cause she reminded him of his sick mom, dog. No! He can't go through this again. Bro, RP Sora, dude. Bro, not you. Get out the way. This moment right here and Brook's earlier intro are the best examples of the live action utilizing the vastness that's already been established in this world. That writer's room was hot though. It was just done so organically. It just worked because that was just such a good Nami Sanji interaction, and then it was also like a good here's more Sanji, but also here's more of the crew interacting with each other, dog. That's beautiful writing. Speaking of Sanji dropping hints of his extended backstory though, there's a moment near the end of the series where Sanji and Chopper have a little connection before getting ready to box, and Sanji says, time for us to be monsters. And maybe this is also a reach, but I feel like there's something in there about how he was viewed as a monster in the eyes of Germa for being so human. Melody has a really good Sanji character analysis video, and they mention how Sanji and Usopp both have bad inferiority complexes, and so Sanji relates to Usopp in a really interesting way because of that, right? I feel like this monster line could symbolize another really cool way he and Chopper relate to each other for both being outcasts. I mean, yeah, a lot of the Straw Hats were outcasts in some way, but in the context of this scene specifically, I thought it was cool. Side note, that Melody Sanji video genuinely changed the way I view him as a character, and I've come to appreciate him a lot more. I mean, that and Whole Cake. I think Sanji really needed Whole Cake, low key. Sanji is a fantastic character, S++ tier character writing, and then out of nowhere, it's just some shit that's a little weird, okay? Whole Cake was the Sanji cleanse that we needed, and then the bathhouse scene in Wano happened, and I just didn't get it. I actually really like Taz Skylar's Sanji a lot. I did not know he had a YouTube channel either. His videos are super interesting, and it's cool seeing an inside look at the production of the series from his POV. It seems like he's also kind of like Sanji in a lot of deeper ways, which is neat. But yeah, the whole Foresight world building thing is easily the best part of the live action. Some of it works really well and some of it is unnecessary, low key. Like genuinely, what was Sabo doing there? He just stood there. He was just hype moments and aura, and then he had no hype moments and he didn't have aura. Well, I mean, the suit looked good though. I ain't gonna lie, that costume did look good. Why was he there? I don't know, but the nigga looked great. It made sense technically, but why? It's nice seeing what Sabo would look like in live action, but it also feels like they're adding in some of this stuff because there's no way we make it that far into the main series. So like, f it. Let's have Bartolomeo show up in Logtown. But it also makes sense timeline wise because that execution moment is what made him a Straw Hat Stan in the first place. The live action is never making it to Dressrosa, but in a hypothetical universe where they do, I can see most of the Straw Hats forgetting they ever met it. Luffy especially. So it works out. Also, watching this series with both the live action voices and the original voice cast in the Japanese dub was an insane experience. Hearing the OG voice actors dubbed into the series made it work a lot more to me because of just how much more exaggerated they are compared to the regular live action voice cast. But it was nice hearing my OG ghosts too. One Piece live action is a very camp series. One Piece in general is just very campy. So it's like you need to have campy voices. But the OG voice actors are just already so good at being in that cartoony element that it just works more to me hearing those people dubbed over. Me enjoying the original cast more than the live action cast doesn't come from a place of like sub versus dub, sub elitist. I'm not one of them. Respectfully, I'm not one of them. Season 2 had a lot of little quality of life changes, like Luffy's eye scar actually being visible this time around. I love that the Straw Hats were in more unusual pairings throughout the series that led to interactions we almost never get to see in the main story. I feel like this made their relationship feel more organic. Like there's a moment near the end of the series where Usopp and Zoro have a little banter moment where it's like Usopp kind of snaps at Zoro because he's really stressed out because of everything that's happening, and Zoro's like, he doesn't snap back at Usopp. He like is like, bro, you could have like said that shit nice to me, nigga. Like Zoro's kind of like hurt that Usopp snapped at him instead of like blowing up. Like if it was Sanji, that would have led to like some comedic banter because Zoro and Sanji don't actually hate each other, of course. Duh. But like Usopp snapping at Zoro, to him, that conveyed that it's like, whoa, this nigga's genuinely stressed out. I'm very glad that Zoro didn't respond with like anger. He was genuinely hurt that Usopp responded in that way to him, bro. He was just trying to be helpful, bro. He was trying to do something, bro. He was just stressed out the same way Usopp was stressed out. I don't know. I feel like this plays really well into like the Straw Hats' individual insecurities, right? Usopp is always like the one at the bottom, but in this moment it felt like they were equals. Not in power, but it felt like they were equals emotionally and like crew-wise. As members of the crew, no Straw Hat is more important than the other, and this moment really highlighted that. But yo, Luffy's fit do not fit his body, dog. That shit need to be baggy as I don't know, like the material looks great, the actual like stitching fabrics look great, but like if it was just like 3 times baggier and the shorts weren't like high water pants instead of shorts, that would be perfect. Now I don't know if his costume is like that for like practical reasons, like why he has shoes instead of sandals. That makes a lot of sense. Usopp was the absolute MVP of the season though, which especially made up for how little presence he had last season. This is also making up for how little presence he's had in the current arc of the story right now. I'm really hoping I eat these words by the end of the arc, but it's not looking good, gang. I think season 2 is better than season 1, but watching season 2 did kind of make me realize that there's kind of a lot I don't like about the live action, but the stuff I do like makes up for it for the most part. Kinda. But the things I dislike about it ain't really anything that hasn't been already said. It feels really plastic for a lot of the series, and the character writing is a little wonky sometimes for certain Straw Hats, but I do think the cast themselves are the best part of the whole thing. The main Straw Hats look so much like the originals, and they give off that vibe exquisitely. Minus Zoro. Makenyu Zoro could have been Hall of Fame, but I kinda hate the direction they take with his personality. Granted, season 2 did do a better job of showing how stupid Zoro is, but he still got that edgy, cool guy attitude, which was mez for me. But it is what it is. But Vivi was legendary though. Usopp and Vivi were my MVPs this season. This was S tier casting too, and she does such a good job at capturing the regality and diplomatic aura Vivi normally got. Vivi being brown warms my heart so much, dog. You love to see it. Also, literally look at Cobra. Of course Vivi's brown. Watching her in season 2 of the live action is making me really want her to join the crew again in the manga too. I'm still holding out hope. If Oden can join Whitebeard and Roger while also leading a country? Fuck it, so can Vivi. I don't know, Igaram can lead the country. Or Pell, since you want to be alive so bad. It's not like Cobra didn't have help leading the country. It's not like Vivi wouldn't also have help. So while Vivi's chilling with the Straw Hats, one of them is go do it. But yeah, One Piece live action was a very fun watch. It's always been a very fun watch. Season 1 was fun. Season 2 was even more fun. Chopper was pretty great. But yeah, shout out One Piece live action and shout out yo.
I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down. Like, got this feeling that I won't come down.